Hello and welcome. We're back for round two.
Round two, that's it.
Round two of the Destiny Store Champs. We'll be jumping straight into the match. We have Kirk playing against Marcus. Just quickly, I think we had a question in Twitch chat. Just how many Lukes, how many Vaders. Honestly, not as many. I think we'll get the exact analytics up soon. We'll get all
the top of my head, there's about 3 or 4 Lukes, a few less Vaders.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of Palps.
Yeah, we got quite a few Palps.
Yeah.
We got a few, and then a few other various lists. I heard someone lost to a Ray Chewy.
Oh, wow.
Like, what happened to the meta?
Cool, that's new.
I was like, what? All right, awesome, cool.
We'd love to see that on stream at some point today, hopefully.
Sweet.
So we're looking at Marcus Chen running Poe and Ray. Awesome deck through Awakenings.
Yep.
Saw play at Worlds and at Euros.
Yep.
Now coming out with the new version of it. Poster, I think this is a really good deck.
Yeah,
it's a good answer to Pro Maz becoming a little bit weaker.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely taking advantage of Ray's ability to stack actions. You don't need fast hands when you can stack 3 actions.
That's it. That's it. A lot of people have been known to say that Ray is the best hero character in the game, just for that reason. She's so cheap, she's so efficient, she gives you access to blue and gives you the access to action cheating, which is such a crucial part of this game.
Yeah, definitely. They've actually discussed, I believe there was an interview with Lucas where they discussed, I think he mentioned that they're looking at Ray as being possibly too efficient.
Yeah, I would agree with that in a heartbeat.
She's pointed too low. But I don't think it's too detrimental. I think it's just at the moment she's very strong.
Yeah, that's it. I don't think she's detrimental, but
she's not fast hands. So anyway, looking at that, looks like Marcus won the role and has taken
his own Battlefield Moisture Farm,
which is gain a resource.
That's it.
Yep. So
that's very interesting. I'm sure he may be playing a lot of high cost stuff with Poe, and Moisture Farm might be a way to get that
there's
out
a great
on the
start
board as well.
So there's a great start. 4 speed on on Ray. Obviously action neutral, so gets to roll in. The real Don Spaghetti. Thanks, mate. I'll take that compliment. So he's just commenting that we're looking cute as always. So much appreciated. So we'll take a look at the lists. So we've got Marcus Shen. This is what he's playing. Elite Poe, Elite Ray, and then a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, so for the upgrade suite, there's Light Bow, which has been an awesome boon for this deck. It's cheap enough to go into characters and does enough damage to be good with Poe.
Yep.
The special is remove shields and then do damage, so that can be good against certain decks as well.
Yep.
Force Throw, which is awesome.
Been around forever.
Mind Probe, yes. One with the Force, yes.
Yeah, just a bunch of really good upgrades. It's got the Vibro Knives there. It's got some ambush cards. Like, it's not as the thing with this list I find is it's not as all in as winning with Poe.
Yeah,
you can definitely win with a kitted up Ray.
Exactly. I'm looking at Kirk's list now.
So on the other side, we've got Kirk playing Tusken Raider Elite Darth Vader. Look, I think I mentioned quickly in the previous match, he's not playing the standard Tusken, like the standard build. You'll notice no holocrons. You'll notice no big upgrades.
Yeah, the only dice I see are a Vibro Knife, On the Hunt, and 4 speed.
Yep.
Is that right? Yep.
That's it. That's completely it. And the On the Hunt is only there because Fast Hands isn't anymore.
Yeah. The thing is, the deck is so consistent with the damage you can get from Vader.
It's scary.
Force Strike, Bait and Switch, use the Force.
What else are you looking at? We saw
Lightsaber Throw.
Just straight up reroll.
Yeah, that's it.
We saw it for there's a very quick turn 1 there from Marcus, and Kirk's going to punish. So there's 6 damage across 2 characters straight away. So we saw it game 1 very quickly. We saw a Maz die. That was actually turn 1.
Yeah, okay.
That was
so 8 damage turn 1. It's totally feasible.
9 damage,
9,
actually.
Okay. Just for good measure. Make sure she's extra dead.
Yeah, just a little bit of overkill. So demonstrating that the deck, even without being degenerate, I would say it was degenerate when you could play fast hands on Vader. Without it being as degenerate, it's still very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So DJ Big Russ pointing out that Marcus could have played Emperor's Throne Room.
Which is
the battlefield that is claimed, turn a die to a special and resolve it.
Exactly, yeah. It's great synergy with Poe.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting on a big card in your hand.
As well as the upgrades on Ray.
Yeah, that's very true.
Because it's not just Poe. Like, sometimes you don't have something to throw with Poe. You don't want to throw something. Maybe you just want to do a Lightbow special.
Sure.
So, well pointed. It's an interesting choice. Maybe he just feels that he gets more value by getting them into play rather than getting the specials off them consistently.
Which is so true. We saw that in the last game with Carl and Eric. Carl just getting more dice on the board, won in that game.
Yeah, the other
and you can see Marcus is running, sorry to interrupt you, but he's running data pads as well.
Yes.
So he is actually going all in on those.
Old school awakenings.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. There's the light bow.
Yeah.
So
look, it's turn 2. Marcus has 3, two fairly high cost upgrades in play.
Yeah. So immediately seeing the effect of the moisture farm there, because he wouldn't have been able to play that if he did not have the extra resource from claiming. The other thing that you do need to be mindful of when choosing battlefields is how useful it's going to be for your opponents. Yeah,
that's very true. Leaving Throne Room out is such a bad thing against emo teams.
100%.
Or any other opposing Podex as well.
I mean, they win the role and then they choose your battlefield. They get the effect
shields
from it
and get the effect.
Yeah. It's awesome. So you got to be careful. It is a conscious, there's a little bit more to choosing a battlefield, I think, than just deciding what's best for your deck.
Yeah, I agree.
But I would agree that in this deck, I like Emperor's Throne Room.
Yeah.
I think it would do a lot.
I know there are some players running this list locally that are running Throne Room.
Yep.
Also, another comment about Kirk's list. It is a villain deck in blue and yellow, which are notoriously the best colours for control.
Yep.
And we'll see that Marcus hasn't actually pushed through any damage onto Kirk's characters yet.
No.
And Kirk has dealt out 6 on the first turn and another 3 now.
So Kirk's belief of his list is it does 2 things well. It stops damage and it does damage.
Exactly.
And
that's how you win a game.
There's no real in between. There's no in between. It plays some very interesting cards. That one I very much like. So that was a Friends in Low Places that was just discarded. Honestly, give me one event that costs 0 or 1 in the game that you would be happy to have someone remove from your hand.
Give you 1. I can give you 25.
No, exactly. No, but so you're happy to hit, but you're sitting there looking at the cards you've put in your deck. Are there any 0 cost or 1 cost events that you could? Oh, that's fine. I'll just get rid of that one. I don't need it.
It's half of most decks.
Exactly, and they're all
Electroshock,
good.
Field Medic, Force Strike, it's Trap. It's like
they're all good. Seriously, Friends in Low Places is very much a good inclusion.
And it does have a great pairing with Vader, because you can get rid of 2 cards turn and just crush their turn.
So this is our second feature match. So we have Ed Bayford playing against, how do you pronounce that?
Bjorn.
Sorry, Bjorn, of course. Bjorn, awesome. So we've got Epoe Maz playing against Elite. We've got Emo Kids versus Epoe Maz.
Looks like just Kylo versus Epoe Maz now. Looks like Anakin just dropped.
Anakin was dropped. I imagine there was some large...
I see a launch bay just got flung at him.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a launch bay in the bin there. So I imagine some very large cards did some large amounts of damage.
Bjorn's been on Pomaz for a while. He's a big fan of the deck. You can see he's got a bit of a twist on it. He's running Friends in Low Places as well.
Yeah,
and he's also running Cunning, which is really cool.
Yeah, Cunning in this deck's really strong.
Yeah.
It's really cool for a lot of reasons. It just gives you lots of options.
Well, especially against emo teams. He can Cunning Anakin and do 4 damage to him.
It's possibly did. I mean, it's very possibly actually did that. I mean, it's 4 damage.
Yeah.
So we're gonna we might get back to that match. We'll see. Depends how long that one lasts. But
whoa, Vader has gone down. He's taken 8 damage. He's got 5 left on him.
So we missed it, but apparently Poe did 6. Poe rolled in.
He does it.
3-3.
That's what he does. I can see a hit and run there in the bin. So it looks like Marcus rolled in, ambush, did some damage.
Yep. So he has the resources.
Yeah.
Hit and run. So one of the benefits of playing Vader in general, though, is he does have 13 health.
Oh yeah.
He's not weak. You know what I mean? Like 8 damage is crippling to almost every character in the game. He still has 5 health. That's more than half of another character's health. I mean, you pay the points for it, but look, he's strong. Yeah. there's no doubting. Though, let's be honest here, Marcus not in a terrible spot.
No.
Even if Poe goes down, you have a kitted up Rey.
Yeah, that's it. Rey can carry this game on her own.
Rey can do a lot here.
That's the benefit of playing Rey as a secondary character, because Poe's a huge threat.
Yeah.
But then Rey just builds up and becomes... It's like a big snowball.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. I mean that's the thing here, right? Rey's... So there's another 1 damage, so now Vader's down to 4. I mean, conceivably, Marcus could play an ambush weapon on Rey next turn and kill... And with the extra action, simply kill Vader.
Yeah, that's it.
Bit of a lackluster roll there. So that's a resource and a blank. Kirk looking at 1 damage already sitting on the Tusken Raider. He does have a use the Force in hand. Oh, so that's
Sorry?
I just realised it's so unfortunate. So the turn that Marcus rolled in with an It's the Trap and dealt 6, Kirk's actually sitting on double deflect.
Oh, no. That feels so bad.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just brutal. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's real unfortunate. But anyway.
We can see here that Marcus has no removal in hand. We'll see if Kirk goes for the use the force line after a couple of rerolls.
Yeah, I think he might.
Yeah.
He needs to get, if anything, he just needs to get a character off the table this turn. So he's going to go for it.
There we go.
Oh, looks like, so Marcus claimed.
So he's taking out Poe and getting Raider half health. Okay.
It's not nothing.
Yeah.
It's not nothing. He's still got Vader. He needs to fade the initial, he needs to fade an ambush weapon on Rey, step 1.
Yeah.
If he can't do that, he needs to hope that Marcus misses.
Yes.
Step 2. But not in a terrible spot. Definitely not in a terrible spot.
Oh, there's the vibro knife from Marcus.
So he didn't. The other thing. So Kirk does play two force illusions.
Yeah. Right.
But if Marcus, which he did, has the vibro knife, the force illusion does nothing.
Exactly. Against the melee damage. There's a bit of range on there.
Oh, there's a bit of range too. Yeah. So it would do something against that. Just to recap, the vibro knife. So any ambush weapon any ambush card or equipment played on Rey nets you an action, because when you play Rey's text is when you play an upgrade on her, get another action.
Yeah.
Ambushes get another action.
Yeah.
So basically, those two combine. That looks like not lethal.
He's still got 2 more actions with 4 speed,
though.
So he can keep trying.
He's got the option now. He's got the ability to re-roll. I think he's just going to re-roll the light bow and keep the other 2. Although that's risky because it's not enough damage in one action to kill him.
Yeah, he's got to find 2 more.
He's got to find 2 more.
So there's a +2 on the vibro and Rey, but I think that's a bit too risky.
Yeah.
There's the +2 on Rey.
There's the +2 on Rey.
That's 4. That's enough to kill Vader.
That's enough to kill Vader. Yep. So Vader's going to go down.
There we go.
Yep. That's exactly what Marcus needed. Though, look, that's almost his whole turn gone, and Tusken Raider can on board do 4.
Yeah.
And 2 actions, 4. Like he can just do it.
Kirk does have the backup muscle.
So he has a very good opportunity of simply re-rolling until he does 3 damage with the Tusken Raider, and then doing.
But don't worry, there's a Ewing.
Oh, that's a Ewing in play. So
that's why you play Moisture Farm, Marcus.
Yes, that's a from hand Ewing, ladies and gentlemen. So Kirk.
I love this build of Poe Rey, actually. I love it a lot. So Marcus has played a light bow, a vibro knife, which is overridden by Hold Up Blaster earlier in the game, and a Ewing.
Yep.
All out with resources.
So Kirk choosing to immediately. Interesting that he used. Oh no, sorry. Of course he did. So he pitched the card in his hand that he couldn't cast anyway because it requires him to spot a blue.
Yeah.
So sorry, rather he couldn't have played. Yes, apologies. My magic roots showing through. So he discarded to utilize Tusken Raider's ability to resolve the 1 damage. Don't know if 1 damage is enough. I think he's going to just go for next turn because now he's got a lot of opportunities. Next turn, he can put Rey to 8.
Yep, so he's got to find 2 damage next turn.
So he's got to find 2. But he needs to fade the U-Wing. Like, there's a few cards he needs to fade because he could very much be dead next turn.
Yeah.
So he's going to electroshock the...
Yeah, so Marcus focused the remaining Lightbow dice into the special, which is Electroshock by Kirk.
Yeah, which is Electroshock by Kirk. And then Marcus...
I feel like I might have been more tempted to reroll there with the...
With the U-Wing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's much more value on the die.
On 2 dice, yes. Yeah.
Also, like, you can't hit a blank.
Yeah, exactly.
You're happy with any side. You're paying 6 for a card.
Yeah.
You want to be happy with the die, and I think it's hard to be unhappy with anything you roll on the U-Wing.
For sure.
All right, so Kirk has a bunch of cards he can't play. Does have a bait and switch, which is helpful.
Yeah. Marcus also looking at a bunch of cards he can't really play.
Double rocket launcher.
Another Ewing and a guard.
Yeah.
The guard might be key to surviving this turn.
Yeah,
and getting some damage through.
It's possible. He doesn't have an ambush action here, so he's going to roll in. Kirk's going to roll in. But so at this point, Marcus needs to fade the 3, the natural 3 off of the Tusken Raider.
Yeah.
Because there is no way he can't. There's no way he can prevent that from happening.
Okay, overriding Lightbow with Rocket Launcher. I think you might see more EV on that. There's more damage.
Yeah, I think he just wants to go for the damage. He needs to roll in and hope Kirk misses, and then I think he needs to immediately guard.
There's 2 blanks. You can see Kirk has a Feel Your Anger, so that might be...
Guard,
3 blanks?
Is it? Wait, sorry. No. Is it Guard is remove a blue gain?
Blue dice.
Yeah, gain 3 shields, correct?
No, Guard is remove a blue melee dice. And then, here we see the Feel Your Anger.
There is the epitome of why we play this card.
Yep.
It's either amazing or it's not.
Yeah.
And when it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
So there's the...
When you're looking at 5 dice, and you know Rocket Launcher has 2 blanks, you will be seeing it.
So... What's the special on U-Wing again? I don't remember.
It's put 2 shields on any of your characters or do 2 damage to all of their characters.
Yeah, cool. So what is interesting...
2 blanks on Kirk's.
In Kirk's position there, do you wait?
Wait for what, sorry?
Well, is Marcus going to play around that Feel Your Anger? Is it possible that he rolls in the U-Wing? Leaving the blank? Because it's a big difference.
It's still going to have an action after you roll in, right?
Yeah, no, of course. But... he didn't net an action. He rolled in Ray, and then that was Kirk's.
That's what I mean. Like after he rolls in Ray, Kirk will have a chance to respond.
Yeah, but the thing is, if Kirk doesn't Feel Your Anger there, does Marcus immediately roll in the U-Wing, or does Marcus re-roll to get rid of the blanks?
I get you.
So there's some mind games there, because if Kirk was to wait, let's just say Marcus wasn't consciously playing around Feel Your Anger, and he rolls in U-Wing, you now get to remove the U-Wing die.
Yeah.
As well. There's the 3, and Marcus has nothing to do with that. Does Guard cost 1?
It's 0, but you have to remove a blue melee dice, which Kirk took out with his Feel Your Anger.
Yep.
I think that might be the game for Kirk.
I think that's the game. I think Marcus got it. It's possible. Oh no, so Guard, yeah. So maybe Marcus just needed to re-roll to hit the melee. He's just double checking, just confirming. Yeah. So real Don Spaghetti pointing out that Kirk's being consistent. Yep. Yeah, Kirk, he plays tight and gets rewarded for it. So Bjorn...
There's the hand. All right.
Bjorn actually won.
Okay, with Poe.
With
Maz.
Maz.
He was in a good position.
Oh, no, of course he won. Of course he won. He took out Kylo in very quick.
Yeah, so we're seeing Kirk take it out on table 1. Going undefeated into the 3rd rounds. Good effort by Marcus. It was very close there.
Yeah, close. Well played.
2 very cool decks. Both like classic Awakenings decks that have been sort of tweaked and that have become better with this new errata as well.
Yep.
Now that the degenerate decks aren't the only thing that you can play.
The meta's changed, man.
Yeah.
We're seeing real decks.
It's very exciting.
Real cards. We're seeing actual decisions being made on board.
The game's in a great spot.
It's brilliant. I love it. Unfortunately, we've had 2 very quick rounds. There are some decks in the room that will go long. We just haven't had them on stream yet. So hopefully next round we'll see if we can muster up something that's going to last a bit longer than 15 minutes. What we might actually do, because we've got the time, we're going to grab Kirk.
Cool.
We'll get Kirk to jump in here and have a chat about his brew of Vader Raider.
That sounds good. All right, so tune in, guys. After the break, Marcus will be interviewing Kirk, talking about his new Vader Raider deck. For now,
all right.
Thanks for watching.
We'll be back. Hello, we're back in the booth with Kirk.
Oh, hey guys, how you doing?
So, Kirk, list on stream. We just watched you win a very tight match, actually, against a interesting deck.
Poe Ray.
Yeah, Poe Ray. Little different to the standard Poe builds. But we want you in here to talk about your deck, your changes that you've made to Vader Raider from the traditional holocrons, lots of upgrades, more of a tempo-y kind of deck into basically more of a straight damage.
Best way to remove dice is to kill a dude.
Yeah.
Get rid of two to more dice.
Yeah, so we were saying during the match that your deck does two things well. It deals damage and it prevents damage. So thoughts, like, take us through the thought process of some of the includes, some of the cards, like what's good, what's not as good, but what.
Before the fast hands errata, I wasn't playing on the hunt. I was playing 2 fast hands because there's nothing more degenerate than fast hands force speed on Darth Vader.
It was absurd.
It was absurd and it was unfair.
Yep.
So it's unfortunate that the deck got nerfed just before Store Champs.
Big event, yep.
Because I would like to, bring a stronger deck. But for the health of the game, the errata's good and it's great. So I just put in 2 on the hunt because it's constant die removal. It removes shields. Shields are becoming still more relevant, even though Vibro Knife is around.
Yep.
Vibro Knife deals more with Force Illusion.
Yeah, exactly. Which note you're playing 2 of.
Yep.
Card's still good.
Yeah, it's still really good.
Real good. So in that matchup, we saw your removal really come into play. You're playing. You love overconfidence. I will say
it's amazing. There's always value in there. You're guaranteed to always remove at least 1 die of the 2 things you care about.
Yep.
Sometimes when they've got 2 3s and it rolls back into double 3s, it's really unfortunate, but you still stopped 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's sure, but you still remove a die. That's
there's still always one being removed.
And in the worst case situation, you reroll one of yours and one of theirs.
If you're desperate,
It doesn't have to be both yours, or both theirs, rather. So the other thing that's very notable in this deck is how upgrade light it is. I mean, you play 4 extra dice beyond your character dice.
Yeah, that's it. So
sorry, now more with On the Hunt. So
with
6
On the
now.
Hunt, you get 6 in there.
Yeah.
4 speed is a little bit there.
Yep.
4 speeds obviously does its own thing, just speeds you up. It makes use the Force a lot better. The Force just gives you more redundancy on
consistency
Force Strike.
On the Vader die. Yep.
Yep, so you got bait and switch Force Strike and Force Speed and just dealing 3 out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And that speeds up the game a lot and puts them under the pressure and forces them onto the back foot.
Yeah, another card that we saw used quite well. Actually, no, I don't think we saw it fired, but it did get removed. Was Friends in Low Places.
Yeah, so I sat on the Friends in Low Places, I think turn 1 and turn 2. I considered using them, but I wasn't too worried about what he was going to mitigate me with.
Yep.
I was more worried about killing Poe quicker before Ray could have too many tools.
Just straight.
And close the game out.
Because it is a cost of action.
It is. It costs an action, costs me a card, which I can use for rerolls.
Yeah, but it's a very good card. We were just discussing
it's very good.
How many cards in the game you want to remove from your opponent's hand before they can cast them.
Absolutely.
Before they can play them, rather.
I put my opponent on the second caution after he discarded it to Vader on turn 1, or in round 1.
So, question in chat from Shimuskan? I can't pronounce that. I apologize. But just curious, Kirk, do you tend to use you'll use the Force on your die or theirs?
It depends on what stage of the game. So usually when I'm playing a game, I try to analyze who's the aggressor and who's on the back foot, who's the aggressor and defensive.
Yep.
If I'm aggressive, I'll put the use the Force out there, present 3 damage and see whether they've got the answer to it. If they've got the answer to it, it's cost them an action. I'm happy to trade cards for cards because my damage will win out. Vader's got the high consistent damage from the start.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're going to eventually... I think that's what I've always enjoyed about the Vader Raider deck as well, is they will eventually run out of mitigation. Vader's not going to stop rolling 3.
Yep. Yeah, your damage starts high.
Yeah.
So if I'm aggressive, I will use... if I'm the aggressor, I'll be using it aggressively.
Yep.
But if I need to just slow the game down a little bit, try and live that extra 1 turn to capitalize on it on the hunt or a Vibro Knife, then I'll use it defensively.
Yeah. Also with the Force Speed. Sometimes it's just Force Speed, use the Force, deal 3, right? Yep. Or more.
Yeah, Force Speed, 2 actions, use the Force, deal 3 or more.
Yeah. So it's a very versatile card. I think it has a very good spot in your deck. I'm a big fan of it.
Previous to Force Speed, I wasn't a big fan of Use the Force. I was cutting it from Vader Raider builds because you just place it out there and your die gets removed or they re-roll their blank.
It's not a great defensive card. It's not a card you really want to be using.
It's when you're getting desperate.
Yeah, exactly, because they're just going to re-roll a blank. The thing is, if you're turning any dice to blanks in just a normal deck that's not milling the opponent, that's not controlling their hand, that's not disrupting resources, if all you're doing is turning a die to a blank, they're just going to re-roll it.
Which is still a cost to them because Vader's making them discard 1. They're forcing 1 to re-roll, so they're playing on a 3-card hand.
It adds up, but it's not the strongest thing you can be doing with the card by any means. Yeah, and then obviously, other than that, you've got most of the standard includes of the Vader Raider, of most Vader Raider decks. Obviously, the double isolation, double force strikes. Yeah.
Lightsaber throw I've been really impressed with. It's just damage out of nowhere.
Yeah, it goes really well. Obviously, it was a lot better when you could, fast hands two
actions. 2 actions, lightsaber throw, deal 6. Yeah, it was incredible.
But even still, I mean, we did a fair bit of testing with the deck after the change, And I was adamant the deck is still very good.
Still very good. It's no longer degenerate, and that was the problem. It was a degenerate deck because I think there was very few games I lost where I had 2 force speeds and a fast hands on Invader.
Yep.
I think less than 10% because it's just an unlosable position.
I mean, I watched you with the previous build of the deck when you could play fast hands. I mean, I watched you take out a. I'm not sure if Greg's playing today. Actually, it was an unfortunate match to watch. So in the top 8 of a store champs, you managed to take out a Elite Palpatine in
turn 2.
Turn 2 twice.
It was a best of 3 across 5 turns.
5 turns total. And it was quite brutal to watch
because all his mitigations just turned off.
Yep. And it was you had the fast hands, you had the force speed, and just
that's it. The game's over at that point.
And honestly, that was terrible destiny.
Yeah, it took a lot of the backward and forwards out of it, which is what I really enjoyed about the game. It wasn't particularly enjoyable
to watch. It was very linear to play. But hey, look, no one has an issue with anybody playing what they feel is a strong deck. So
absolutely, it's a store champ season. I would like to try and place and do well.
You want to win. You're here to win. And there's great prizes to win. I mean, we've got 32 players. We're playing 6 rounds with a cut to top 8. Bunch of extra prize support. Obviously, winner gets the bye to the next regionals. Yeah, look, lot to play for. Yeah. And plus some sweet promos. I mean, the promos are cool. Anyway, I imagine we'll see you on maybe on a feature table later in the day.
Yeah, possibly. We'll see how we go.
Depending on how you go. But thanks for having a word with the deck.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, look, all these lists will go up later, guys. We'll be, like I said, we're going to put a meta breakdown up, what's being played, who did what, and how well it went. Once the event's all wrapped up. But anyway, thanks, Kirk.
Fantastic. Thank you.